Hey everyone, Brandon from Brandon's Baseball Cards here. Today I'm going to be discussing a recent controversy that has erupted surrounding baseball card exchange and their authentication of a case of Pokemon cards. Logan Paul, who's a person with a very large YouTube presence, he has a couple of YouTube channels. I think he has a podcast. I'm not very familiar with his line of work on YouTube, but he has gotten a lot of attention lately in the authentication in the unopened community because he purchased a BBCE wrapped rare Pokemon case of cards for $3.5 million. And there was some controversy surrounding this case, and a lot of people that collect Pokemon cards felt the case was inauthentic. And so Logan Paul flew to Chicago, and it's on video. It's on his YouTube channel. He flew to Chicago and met with Steve Hart of Baseball Card Exchange, and Steve Hart opened the case because they wanted to see if this was in fact a legitimate case or not. And much to the disappointment of everyone involved, the case was actually inauthentic. And Steve, in the video that Logan Paul took of the process of him opening this, Steve explains what he looks for, and Steve is it's obvious he's very upset when this case is cracked open and it turns out to be fake. And very frustratingly, there weren't even Pokemon cards inside. There were G.I. Joe cards inside. They opened the boxes of Pokemon, and inside were unopened packs of G.I. Joe cards. And Steve acknowledges in the video, he says, we all got duped. I got duped. This happens sometimes. But BBCE literally, as of about 15 minutes ago, posted on Facebook a response to this whole controversy. And they, at the essence, I'm not going to read their whole statement, but the essence of what their response was that they're going to reevaluate their approach to evaluating sealed cases, all sealed cases, not just Pokemon or what have you, but their approach to verifying sealed cases will be reassessed. And they're going to halt authentication on unopened Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, whether it's a case or a box. They're not going to authenticate Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh until they revise their process for authentication for those types of items. So what do I think about this? Well, I think this happens sometimes with authentication. This is a reminder, a very expensive reminder, right? A very unfortunate reminder that authentication is an imprecise process, and no one gets it 100% right all the time. And Steve Hart is the man. He is the premier authenticator of unopened. Everybody makes mistakes, and some fakes out there are really, really good. What impact will this have on Baseball Card Exchange's reputation? I honestly, to be perfectly candid with you, I don't know if it's going to have much of an impact at all. And it's because this is the first time something like this notable of a mistake has happened. There have been little mistakes that have been made in the past. Early on, there were cello packs that were authenticated by Steve that we know now are not authentic because of what we've learned about collation, right? Those mistakes have been made. Other mistakes have been made along the way. There's a video that our favorite YouTuber Jab's family put out. I kid, but that where there was a box, I think it was 81 Fleer. It was a box of 82 Fleer or 81 Fleer, and one pack in it was actually, I think it was a box of 82 Fleer, and one of the packs was 81 Fleer in the box. So Steve just didn't catch the fact that there was one pack that was different than the rest of the box. But to be honest, those are the only mistakes that I've ever heard in regards to authentication that Steve has made. And to as many cases as he's looked at, as many packs as he's evaluated, to have so few mistakes on his record shows how careful he is and how serious he takes the process of authentication. And so to me, I think this is a one-off. This is not something that we in the sports card unopened community need to necessarily concern ourselves with. It's unfortunate, but I think that this is an imprecise science. It's an imprecise science, and 99.9% of the time, Steve Hart's opinion is probably the correct opinion. When he says something, when he sends me my rack packs, and he says these are unopened, I have full confidence that they're legitimate. I've never once had a question. In fact, most of the packs that he hasn't, the few times when he hasn't been able to authenticate a pack for me, he usually says, I'm 99% sure this is legit, but I'm not comfortable wrapping it. He errs on the side of caution. And so I think long-term, BBCE's reputation will remain solid, and it's because of the transparency that they had of their business model. The fact that they've already responded on Facebook and said they're going to reevaluate, and they're putting a halt on looking at Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh boxes and cases. What else can they do? They made a mistake, but literally everyone in this line of work has made a mistake at some point in authentication. Everybody has. I mean, and there's a lot of pressure to be the premier authenticator, which is what he's known as. There's a lot of pressure that goes with that. And humans make mistakes, and he made a mistake. So that's my take. Let me know what your thoughts are below. I don't know how many of you had heard of this yet. Subscribe to my channel, but let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. I'll be back with another video soon. I should have some mail coming tomorrow, so that should be a really cool mail day. Looking forward to it. It's a BBCE mail day coming soon as well. So with that, I'll let you guys go. Keep collecting vintage unopened baseball, everybody.